Hi, I'm Steve Schultz, and I've helped people build relationships for over 25 years. And when you think about it, isn't that what life is just building relationships with people? Now, Cody talked about some offline activities such as, birthdays and lifestyle and celebrations, swap and drop. These are all ways to reach out to people to help bolster those relationships. Well, I want to continue that theme of offline activities. And I want to talk a little bit about networking meetings and co-op meetings and direct marketing and direct mail. And I'll touch a little bit about traditional marketing. But the first one I want to touch on is called networking meetings. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with networking meetings, but the reason that people go to networking meetings is to obviously meet people. And it's great to go to these events and they're wonderful, but it doesn't really mean anything unless you follow up. It's great to go meet people, but you need to follow up. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day who goes to a lot of networking meetings, and he told me some great advice. He said, when you go to these networking meetings and you've got the opportunity to do that little 30-second commercial about yourself, he said to me, when it's your turn, don't talk about yourself. And I looked at him and I said, well, what do you mean by that? He said, get to the networking meeting early and find somebody that you would like to do business with. And get to know that person before the meeting starts. So then when it comes time for you to do your 30-second commercial, edify the person you just met. And the whole room will be looking at you, they'll be looking at that person you're edifying, and the person that you're edifying is for sure going to fall in love with you. That person's going to come over and talk to you after the meeting, and that's the person you wanted to do business with anyway. So I thought that was great advice, but that's all great. But we need to follow up. And we're talking about greeting cards and following up with greeting cards. Here's a perfect example of how to do that. When you meet somebody at a networking meeting like this, here's an example of somebody who took a picture of somebody's business card, put it on the card, the front of the card, and then on the inside just simply said, hey, it was great to meet you. But look what she did. She added a picture of herself. So the person that she wanted to get into contact with can remember the face as well through this greeting card. Here's another example. She met a person named Sly at a networking meeting. And so the card simply says, Sly, 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 Sly. Once again, a picture of herself with Sly. She took a selfie and just a quick little reminder of, hey, it was great to meet you. Let's get together soon and let's talk about how we can do business together. So follow up, follow up, follow up. Co-op marketing. This is one of my favorites. This is such a great way to reach out because the benefits are enormous. I mean, you're really killing two birds with one stone here. You've got two businesses that are teaming up together to what? Build relationships. And I'll give you an example here. This was a financial services company that was reaching out to their clients with birthday cards. And so every client that this financial services company works with, they get a birthday card. But if you notice on the bottom of this card, there's a coupon for $75 for a spa. All right, so we've got this company who owns a spa teaming up with a financial services company that says, listen, everybody that you send a birthday card to, let's add a coupon for $75. They can come to my spa. All right, and so both companies win. Now, the owner of the spa is helping to cover the costs of sending these cards out from this financial services company to all of their clients. Just a great way to work together. Here's another example. This is a real estate company that sends these cards to people who have purchased homes. Well, on the inside of the card, you'll notice here that there's a $25 coupon for window cleaning. So you've got a real estate company that's working with window cleaners. And so they're co-oping together to what? Build relationships. And once again, both companies win. I love this co-op marketing. And listen, they don't necessarily have to go together. In my hometown, there's a restaurant right next to a tire center. Well, when the tire center sends out, reaches out to their clients with birthday notes and birthday cards and things, they often add a coupon to the restaurant next door. So even though the restaurant and the tires don't really seem to fit, hey, both businesses are working together to help bolster those relationships. Event marketing. Now, I don't know if you've ever done any event marketing, but these can be very effective, once again, if you follow up, right? We're talking about building relationships, and the relationships don't really work unless people follow up. And here's a great example. This was a mortgage broker who sponsored a hole at a golf tournament. And so what he did is that he sat on that hole all day long, and as the foursomes would come through, he would have the foursomes fill out a little questionnaire. But look what he did. He took a picture of each one of the foursomes, and then he created a card, all right? He got all their information, he got their names, their addresses, and all that kind of stuff. He created this card with their picture on the front, and on the inside was a little bit of information about what he can offer them. And so when people get this card at home, people love to get cards with pictures of themselves. People look at this and say, oh my gosh, what a great time we had at the golf tournament, and how much fun did we have on hole number 11, and this financial services company, this brokerage company, I should say, mortgage brokerage company, did some really, really fun things, and so they keep top of mind as far as advertising is concerned. So event marketing is a really, really cool way to bolster those relationships, but once again, it's all in following up. Direct mail. Now, direct mail is another offline activity to help build these relationships, but think about what I just said. When I said direct mail, and as soon as you hear direct mail, what comes to mind? Junk mail, right? Junk mail. When people, when I receive direct mail at home, I can instantly tell that it's kind of junky, and I know they're just trying to sell me something, and so many times I don't even open that. Well, we have to do things just a little bit different here. We have to make, if we're going to do direct mail pieces, we have to make them look special. And greeting cards do not look like direct mail. And here's a perfect example of that. This was a real estate agent who decided to farm a community. All right, she picked out a subdivision in this community. Obviously, you can get all the addresses. She didn't necessarily have the names of people, but she created this card. All right, she created this card, and all she wanted to do was introduce herself. She just wanted to introduce herself to this new market, so she farmed this area with this particular greeting card. And it doesn't look like direct mail. I mean, when you get a greeting card in the mail, it's perfectly square, and it doesn't look like a piece of junk mail. Well, from this particular campaign, this real estate agent got multiple listings and created multiple buyers. People looked at this card and said, oh my gosh, look how much fun this group looks like to work with. And so they decided to list their home with them, and they had a bunch of people who were looking to purchase homes that they were able to set these people up. These guys got together, and so sellers and or buyers and listings came from this direct mail piece. Here's another example. This was a tire center that they were simply inviting people to come to just a customer appreciation day, saying, hey, come on over, we're going to have some barbecue and hot dogs, and we're just going to get to know each other. And they sent this postcard out with very, very good results. So you've got to be careful, though, that you don't make your direct mail pieces look like junk mail, because those automatically end up in the garbage. Now, as far as traditional marketing is concerned, when we talk about traditional marketing, the first thing that comes to mind are TV ads, radio ads, newspapers. And you think about those mediums today, and they're effective, but not as effective as they used to be. I mean, think about it. I've got kids today. My children are 26, 24, and 22. They do not have a television in their home. They don't have a television set, because everything that they watch is online. Everything they watch is on their computer. Newspapers, dying medium. Very few people read newspapers today. Radio ads, with satellite radio, people are skipping through the commercials. People are skipping the television commercials because of TiVo. They can edit out the commercials. So as far as direct market or traditional marketing is concerned, it's a little bit different. Okay, you've got to be a little bit careful in using these mediums, because they're not as effective as they used to be. What we are finding out is that through networking meetings and co-op marketing and event marketing, getting people together, there's nothing like that face-to-face. That seems to be working very, very well, but the key is you need to follow up. And when you follow up with our system with a little tiny greeting card, that is the glue that will not only keep your customer, but it will allow that customer to tell their friends. And so the best customers that you have are the customers that you already have. And if you can just glue that relationship even tighter with birthday celebrations and holiday cards and lifestyle and celebration like Cody talked about, and use networking meetings and co-op marketing and event marketing to go out there and gather new potential relationships, boy, the sky is the absolute limit. So go out there, build those relationships, and watch your profits and watch the bottom line absolutely skyrocket.